Hi, my name is Constantino and this is my portfolio. My strengths is that I like to work in teams. I'm really adaptable. I always meet deadlines. I'm very professional. I have a lot of interest and I enjoy learning new things. I'm also very creative and positive in the way that I approach new projects. My weakness is that I find it very hard to work in environments that are chaotic or have loud music. Although I like working in teams, I have realized that I work faster alone. The opportunities that it presents. Since I have little work experience in the interior design area, it will be easier to adapt to the vision and culture and the ways of any design firm. The threats that I have, there are many young professionals that already have work experience before they graduate, and that's a great disadvantage to the emerging talent that doesn't have any work experience. This is my logo with my name on it and interior design underneath. Pretty simple. This is the table of contents and it has the name of each project and where it's placed. This is the first project, is the Troy residence in Sarasota, Florida. This was a really big project and we had to create the logo for the project and a whole concept statement based on a book that our client wrote. In this case, my book was Game of Thrones, and this is the logo that I came up with. And the inspiration board is with medieval accents, but still maintaining it really modern. And the concept statement is based on the book of Ice and Fire, which is the first book of the series Game of Thrones. This is the floor plan. Each of the bedrooms, not also the bedrooms, each of the room was based in one of the families of the book. For example, the main bedroom is based on the Stark family. Their family crest is a wolf, so they have really cool colors, serenity, and they're based on the ice. So the fire represents the cold that they need, the warm materials that they have. Also, the living room is the dragon, so it's the Targaryen family. Like that is each of the rooms. Okay, this is one of the elevations. It was rendered in Photoshop. It was hand drafted and rendered in Photoshop. You can see the kitchen elevation and the guest bathroom and the guest master bedroom that has a fireplace and a bathtub. These renders are for the master bedroom and the master office. They were rendered by hand, drawn by hand, and rendered in mixed media, which is to say that some elements were added in Photoshop and the rest was hand drawn. It's one of my strongest skills, and I particularly like the bedroom. This is a second project. Is my first commercial project. It's for the Nicola Morfini store and it's located in Miami. The floor plan it keeps with the roundness of the dress that was the inspiration. That will you see further along. Is all the lines in the floor plan is keeping along those lines. Also, the materials are really cool and in the monochrome scheme to keep in the basis of the dress. This is the inspiration. You can see the dress and the movement of the dress inspired the movement throughout the floor plan. Also, the movement of the bottom of the dress inspired the ceiling, which you will see in further renderings. This image in the bottom was rendered. It was a hand drawn and then was rendered in Photoshop and Illustrator. This is a storefront elevation, which I particularly like. It was also drafted by hand and rendered in Photoshop. Same with the store section. These are two perspectives of the space. They were drafted by hand and rendered in Photoshop and with some other details by hand, like the columns. This is a third project. It's called the Smith Residence. It's located in Kyoto, Japan. So the main idea was maintained is an American family that moved to Japan and they actually like the Japanese style. So they want to keep it very simple and in tune with the Japanese motto. So you can see a serenity garden in the middle and the whole house is built around it. It's the main aspect of our house. This was a team project and you can see that we have a waterfall wool that are the main aspects of our design. These are the elevations. You can see the waterfall here clearly that comes from the second floor, that is the entrance floor, down to the basement that has the gym and the second bedrooms that are for guests. Since you enter, we have a double high ceiling so you can see the Buddha, which is a really beautiful piece. And then you have the master bedroom on the right and the son's bedroom, that his name was Teddy, on the left. Here you can see this is an elevation of Teddy's bedroom because you cannot see it in the sections and still maintains the Japanese feeling, but he's a teenager. We try to keep it very light and fun. so that's why they have the samurai frames. This is another project. It was my first residential project. It's the Aptor residence in New York City. It's a two-floor apartment with 3 bedrooms. And the entrance is actually in the top floor, and you go down to the bedrooms. And these are the sections. As you can see, you go down to the bedrooms. The sections are hand rendering and hand draw. Some details are like the lamps are added with Photoshop, but it's mainly hand rendered since it was my first project. These are the perspectives of the furniture selection, and it has a little floor plan enlarged of each of the areas. The kitchen, it was completely rendered in Photoshop. The living room, it was also rendered in Photoshop, even though it was hand drawn. The whole rendering was in Photoshop. This is one of my most recent projects. It's a chandelier. It's called Crystal City Light. It was really fun to make. The inspiration behind this is New York City, and I built around 50 buildings made out of crystal clear Lego. And you can see the process, how it was, the layout of the city was made, and each one of the buildings is completely different from the other, just as it will happen in any city. And the idea behind this chandelier is that you can make any city. Like if you wanna do Dubai or Paris, wherever you like, you can follow the same concept, and just the buildings and the layout are gonna change. You can see the pictures here illuminated. Actually, the pictures are upside down because it's a hanging chandelier, but you can see it in the renderings as we go along. These are the renderings. Is how the chandelier will look. And actually the size can change depending on the room. It can be smaller or bigger for a grand entrance, or smaller for a bedroom. It was part of a contest that my school made, and it actually made it to the top 5. It didn't win, but it was among the top 5. This is one of my first model, but still I really like it. It's a model house that it was supposed to have no walls, so it's a crystal house. Still, you need partitions to make the private areas private and the public. So I came up with this idea of only 6 columns to support the ceiling. The ceiling is higher in the front and lower in the back, which are the private areas, which has the bathroom and the master bedroom. And you can see the process here that I did the whole landscape, the water, the mountain where it was supposed to be located, and it has a swimming pool that is like an infinity pool, a walkway so you can walk and look down to the ocean, and it has a sitting area outside and a small lounge area to be around the pool, and a kitchen and a living area. These are my hand-drawn furniture. There are no really original designs, obviously, but it was just a project to work on our rendering skills, and the only one that is an original project is the table. It's my design, but everything else is just hand rendering from other designs. This is bug models. It's initially like the concept we have about a project, like they say movement, duality and stuff. The word that you come up to describe your project, and we try to put it into something. So these are some examples of the bug models that I have made in the past. And this is my resume. Thank you.